We are recording and live streaming when you are ready, Mr. Chair.
I'd like to call the Human Resources and Public Works Committee to order. The approval of the agenda is next.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as
Do the ad.
cut with an add-on of.
Right.
Which would be number 5, actually, if we push it, our second item. Move to approve the hiring of new employee into the administrative assistant 3 position with the community development department at a non-union employee wage scale of pay grade 8, step 2.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move the item number 5 to the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose the same. The item is included. Okay. Is there any public?
There is not at this time, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
thank you. So our next item is consider approving the independent contractor agreements between Isabella County and Bob Tillman as the building inspector and plan reviewer, Doug Elias as the plumbing and mechanical inspector and plan reviewer, and Tim Wardwell as the electrical inspector and plan reviewer, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. Hi, Tim.
Yeah, good morning. This is what we call fill-in inspector contracts. We've used them for years and years. We do budget for this and contractual services. Basically what it is getting under contract, guys that are licensed in the trades to be able to fill in when we have guys that are sick or on vacation. It's typically when they go to class or they're gone an extended period, 3, 4, 5 days from work. We would call these guys, they would come in, they would kind of fill the load, do our inspections for us to keep us caught up. We've done it for the entire time that I've been in the department. The contracts was reviewed, I think in 2019 last. As I read through it, I didn't see any issues that were of concern there. So we went ahead and just had these guys sign contracts. All 3 of these employees, these individuals have been employees of mine in the past. They're all the last ones to retire out. I don't always have that. That's unique this time, but they must have liked me a lot to be able to want to come back at least once in a while to see us. So again,
You're all the HR. grace,
I
aren't you?
am really. It's all spilling over to me right now. But in the budget, I don't remember the exact dollar amount I have, but there's a maximum dollar amount that I have budgeted there. So there's only so much, that gets paid out to these guys, and it's paid out of the pool of money that I have, so 7,500 or 10 grand. So there's not really a lot getting paid out to them. It's just they're really filling in, helping us out in times of pinch. So
Cool.
These are all good guys too. 2 of the 3, so.
yeah, 2 of them about towards you, I think, in your district, anyhow, right your way.
Yep, okay. Consider approving the independent contractors agreement between Isabella County and Bob Tillman as the building inspector and plan reviewer, Doug Elias as the plumbing and mechanical inspector and plan reviewer, and Tim Wardwell as the electrical inspector and plan reviewer, and authorize board chair to sign the same.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 4 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same. The ayes carry it. The item will be included in our next week's meetings. Okay, we have another item. Did you have that? Oh, that's
You can read that is what I read before.
okay. The item is considering move to approve the hiring of a new employee into the administrative assistant 3 position with the community development department at the non-union employee wage scale of pay grade 8, step 2.
Yeah, so thank you very much for adding this to the agenda today. I'm currently I've had a lot of turnover in the office. I've got 6 employees in there, and we've turned 3 of them over in the last 8 months.
Wow.
Retirees out with many, many years of service. Lisa in my office is leaving after 31 years of service on March 3rd. She has submitted her letter of resignation or her letter to retire basically to us. I hired Anna about 8 months ago in the office. She's been doing a phenomenal job. And I have promoted her over into Lisa's position,
Mhm.
effective on the 20th of February, with a little carryover between the two, so she can just understand the job that Lisa is doing, which is an administrative coordinator position, which leaves vacated my administrative assistant 3 position. We posted that about 2 weeks ago. Received quite a few applications for it, did some interviews, and our top candidate, which was as good of a candidate in that type of a position that I've had to hire here, we're currently negotiating with. She came in here, interviewed very well, went back, made an offer to her contingent upon her background check. Her current employer had bumped her up a little bit in pay. She is definitely worth every penny of the $19.35 an hour.
Mhm.
And just wanted to kind of get that through, so we weren't waiting until your March 7th meeting. I think I would have lost her. I think I would have lost the other 2 that are been interviewed, that are there's sort of a lineup behind her. That's what I typically do, is my number 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
And I'm afraid I'm going to lose my 2 and 3 if it really doesn't work out with her. That I would lose all 3 of them, and I'd be back to square one and down to 1 employee at that point. So this will hopefully help to land her in that position. I didn't mention her name through this process just because we're not finalized with the negotiation, and I just wanted to leave her name out. But the other 2 applicants, like I said, they're sort of on the hook, sort of waiting as well. So
Mhm.
I want to try to get this thing resolved this week, and then with the hope that the board moves forward with this approval to move it from a start level just up to the pay grade 2. I
Okay.
think I put in here is $1.67 per hour difference between the 2, which this year runs roughly just under $1,900, I think, for the year, for additional cost to where we would be going.
So is that year pay grade 8 year 1? So it's like the second step, or is it pay grade 8 year 2? I just asked Jessica to grab the pay scale just to,
Yeah, it's 2.
so that I
It's
could see it.
pay,
So it's
pay start is
Thank you.
$17.68 an hour. Pay 1, I'm not sure what pay 1 would be.
1851.
1851, and then pay 2 would be 1935. So I'm suggesting her jumping from the start to the
Okay, it's
step
the,
2.
it's the year 2.
Correct.
It's actually the third step
Well, yeah,
because start is 1.
step 2 years. Step 2 years.
Yes,
Is what
but
I'm
this
looking
says step 2. So that's why I wanted to clarify. It's step 2 years.
Yep.
Because what you
Yep.
have is step 2, which would be here, year 1.
Yeah. Okay.
So we do want to add that to the motion.
Step 2 year. Yep.
Okay.
And then I do want to talk about the $1,900, just because, it won't require a budget amendment that the board has to approve, but we need to talk about a budget amendment, like if you're going to remove money from another line within your budget to cover wages.
Yeah. I have an employee
like that
that's
with your-
leaving there at a little higher level. So no, actually, she's not. Anna is not leaving at a higher level. Yeah, we'll talk
So we'll
about
have to,
that.
we'll
Yep,
have
for
to talk
sure.
about that and
Yep.
just make up the difference within your, it's not to the level that it would have to
Yeah.
come to the board for.
And the
approval. We
position
can
is
figure that out.
split between general fund and building inspections
Yes.
fund. So of that
That helps.
1,900, only half of it's really impacting general fund. The other half is going to be impacting building inspections fund.
Yes.
Okay. Consider to approve the hiring of new employee into the administrative assistant 3 position within the community development department at a non-union employee wage scale of pay grade 8, step 2 year.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 5 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Opposed, the same, the ayes carry, and item will be moved to next week's meeting.
Thank you.
Out
Again,
there.
appreciate
Yeah.
appreciate you guys taking.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Want to be flexible about this.
Good luck.
Thank you. Now the real work starts.
Yeah.
Cross your
exactly,
fingers there.
yeah. Part.
Okay, any other things going on?
No one else.
Call to the public.
There is still no one at this time, Mr. Chairman.
That being the case, I'll call the meeting to adjourn. Adjourn the meeting.